Wham.
As they should be.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of Wham. All right, they had some solid hits,
Hey man,
and
I
it's
like Wham. I like
and
George Michael, man.
and Christmas time comes along, and all of a sudden, Last Christmas comes up, and you're like, that's a solid A plus Christmas song. Like you don't have
Oh
to listen.
man, Mike just sent a fucking like Aaron Rodgers gif because because we weren't live yet. Wait, 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 wait. Oh, there we go. Now we're live. Not unusual to be loved by anyone.
He's wearing a Bon Iver shirt to be cool. Whatever. Whatever, Mike. He's wearing a Bon Iver shirt. Makes me makes me want to punch him even harder.
Hey, Mike, we've actually been on here for a little bit, but fucking Yahoo here forgot to hit Twitch go live. Yeah, this guy.
Hey
This
guy.
guy.
Hey guy.
It was this
It
guy.
wasn't even that long. It was like it was enough. It was long enough for me to tell a story about how I saw the music video for Last Christmas by Wham. That wasn't even that long. It was like 3 minutes.
Jesse, I completely forgot to tell you because I wanted to tell you and I can't believe I didn't and I missed out. It was great. So maybe I did. Did I tell you about the trivia that I created for work for my team?
Uh
No?
oh, I feel like maybe.
Damn. Um so I created a trivia because I didn't want. Are you sure? I feel like I'm gonna just waste my time telling you this.
Ah,
There was a Keanu Reeves question in it.
okay.
So in my trivia, it was like I set it up as a Jeopardy, and I did it in our team lead, my project team meeting because it's like I wanted to kind of get the group to stop to not have to think about work so much. And in one of the movie questions was what college? Sorry, in the movie Point Break, Keanu Reeves plays Johnny Utah, and also in the replacements, Shane Falco plays for the same university. What is this university? I had that question on there and like nobody got it and I was able to say Ohio State and then somebody was just like, did you just put that question on it so you could mention this and talk about it? I was like, maybe.
A
A
little bit. A little bit. No, you didn't
little
tell me
bit.
that. You were telling me that you were trying to do something in your meetings to break up the monotony or whatever. Because I had suggested Among Us.
Yeah, so I want to try to figure out when you guys did that for your team, did everybody just have to download it on their phones?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I've thought about that. I think it would be a lot of fun. The only thing is two of my guys are on site, but that would also just be kind of fun to have them play that game in the middle of the office.
Yeah, I mean, like you'd get some people who will not be named to go like going like, "What are you doing? What are you doing? That's not work. I'm telling."
Doesn't matter that I'm their supervisor.
Yeah, exactly. But that's the fun part. That's the funnest part about it because they'll do that, but then you'll be like, "Yeah, I told them to. We were in a meeting. We were doing it. So next time maybe you
Yeah.
should shut the fuck up."
I think it's been a good morale boost to do the because I do like I have like we do 2 meetings a month. Like I'm usually pretty good like work, and then we'll do a scavenger hunt at the end of each meeting. But then like this whole meeting I dedicated to the trivia, and it was so much fun. I had a blast, man. And I
oh,
gotta tell you, I hate running meetings. Like
oh,
running
me too.
meetings sucks.
I run one or two meetings. One of them's not so bad. The other one it sucks. I dread it. It's once every other Tuesday, so it's not horrible, but like I hate it.
Yeah. I get really hot and I like ramble a lot. And now that it's Zoom, anytime there's silence, I just like fill it and I just start randomly talking. Can't
Chicken
help it.
fillet.
I'm like too comfortable with my team and just start randomly talking about
Well,
stuff.
at least it's your team. Mine is Emily, Alex, Dave, and then three people from like a different, not in our team.
Yeah, see, I feel like the Emily and Alex Dave part would be fine. It's the other people not on your team that would
Yeah,
suck.
I mean, and they're not, and then they're nice people. It's just that like gives me anxiety.
Yeah. Mike gets to see it every time in our lead meeting because anytime I have my updates, I'm just like bullet one, bullet two, bullet three, bullet four, bullet five. Thanks everybody. That's all I got. And then it's just like I read through it like I did my fucking wedding vows. It's like I hate being on the spot. There's so much pressure, so many different people looking at you. Mike's always as cool as a cucumber. Man.
Well,
Oh,
Mike's been doing it for like 40 years now.
That's true. That's true. Mike has been doing it for almost 48 years.
40 years.
Mike, you're old. That makes you what? That makes you like 86.
Motherfucker was in his daddy's sack running meetings. All right, let's do the intro.
I hate that all that was before we even started the fucking podcast. Oh, fantastic. Let's do this shit.
Kicking it.
Welcome to Pro Football Juice with your hosts, Nick and Jesse.
Juice Nation, what's up?
Whoa! He came out of left field.
I did.
What's up, Juicies? Juicers?
Oh, Juicy's was last week, sir.
That's true. Yeah, I know. I meant to say Juicers, came out wrong. Everybody makes mistakes, even if they're as perfect as I am all the time.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes when you want to juice, you just come out wrong. Right?
You just juice, man. I don't care how you juice, just juice.
Just juice.
Gaboosh.
Oh, Jesse, what are you drinking? Oh, he's drinking boosh.
Boosh. I actually cracked it in the middle of the theme song to see if I could time it perfectly so no one could hear it.
See, I was wondering if it was if you cracked it with the like
It was welcome to Pro Football.
Oh, that's like the best time to crack it.
It might have been a little bit early though.
Oh, that's fantastic. Oh man. Yep. Yep.
So what's up, bro?
Nothing. I almost cut my finger in half today. Well, it
see
wasn't
that.
really in half. It was such a bonehead fucking move, man. I like went out to the curb to bring the trash in, and every once in a while, it's not every once in a while, it's almost every time. Some trash always gets left hanging out. So it's like it goes up and it comes back down. So there was a trash bag hanging over, and I remember earlier in the week we got a candle in the mail, and this candle came and it was shattered. So we took the glass off and we put it in a paper bag and we threw it away in a plastic bag, like in my garage trash. So we threw that away. That was the bag that was hanging over it. I didn't even think about it, but I went and grabbed the bag, grabbed it, went to move it, and I went out. And I looked at my thumb, and my thumb is just fucking like gushing blood at that point. Oh. So like I ran up the driveway, and what had happened is like a 1/4 inch sliver of my skin just flapped off. So it's all fucking gross in there, and I'm like just bleeding in the sink. And Brittany wasn't in a meeting, so I come into the house. I'm like, Brittany, I need help, because Emily was in a meeting. She was actually in a one-on-one with Dave. So I'm just like, okay. So I'm in the sink, and I'm just like, huh, there's a lot of blood. And I'm like, and I look up, and I'm really pale, and I'm just like, huh. So it's just like, so we get it kind of like, we rinse it out, and I like wrap it in a bunch of paper towels. I get it wrapped in a bunch of paper towels. Brittany has already called Emily once, texted Emily. I come back out here and start responding to some emails because like it's taken care of at that point. I was just gonna start working, and then I am Emily. I'm like, hey, I cut myself. Brittany's freaking out, and then so Em gets out of our one-on-one, comes downstairs, and she's like, put some pants on, put some shoes on. We've got to go to the hospital. I'm like, no, I'm fine. I can get this to work.
That's what happened.
I was wearing gym shorts.
That's what happened because all of a sudden there was an email from Dave, a calendar invite from Dave saying Emily had to leave. And I'm like, that's a weird thing that Dave wrote for Emily. I thought about texting, but I figured since we were gonna podcast tonight, I was just like, I'll probably hear about it.
Yeah, it's you should take me to the fucking urgent care. So like, oh my God, we called the nurse line and this lady. So Brittany calls the nurse line because M's trying to bandage me up, but we went through like 2 different sets of bandages because we just couldn't get the bleeding to stop. And I was just like, someone get me a lighter or a fucking like staple gun because I was just like, I don't want to go to the fucking hospital. That's how you get COVID. And and even though I work there and I go there all the time,
Yeah, right.
so the person on the phone call, I finally like take the phone and talking to her. And she's just like, so when did you have these stitches installed? I'm like, I didn't have stitches installed. Like I just cut myself. She's like, okay, I'll get you over to urgent care so you can schedule an appointment. I'm like, okay, let's do this. And I was in a pretty good mood. Like I wasn't freaking out or anything. So then they call me and he's just like, no, don't make an appointment. You should come in. I'm like, okay. So I go in and I'm like, hey, I cut my thumb. And they ended up like cleaning it and like they weren't going to do stitches, but then it was worse than they thought. So they did. I only had 3 stitches. So like 3 stitches, but about half of it, probably half an inch of it has to be left open because there's nothing to stitch it to. So
Oh God.
it's going to continue to bleed for a little bit, but I just got to keep it clean and bandaged. But I'm going to have an interesting scar. So, fun fact for you and Mike. It was someone from Cavity Defenders because so I'm sitting there and I'm talking to her and she's just like, "Do you ever play volleyball at J&A Tab?" I'm like, "Yeah."
Ah.
And then she's just like, "Did you play for Volley Tesco?" I'm like, "Yeah." She's like, "It's the best team, right?" I'm like, "Yeah." And she's like, "Where were you guys this last season?" And we're just like, "COVID scared the shit out of us, so we didn't do it." And they said they moved on Monday. And they had a lot more fun. No, they didn't have as much fun. They missed us on Wednesdays. But I told her we were hopefully going to get back to it this season.
I mean, it's gonna start in next month
Oh yeah,
or
well, so I'm
May.
hoping-
Is it March or May?
it's May, I think.
Okay.
It's either end of April or early May.
So we can. So we
Mike's
can
the
go
Mike-
there. We can hit the buffet, and then we can play some volleyball.
Yeah. So I mean, like, this isn't great for other people listening to this podcast, but I had my first COVID vaccine on Sunday, and then since I think you still I think are part of phase 3 because you're still kind of. Actually, you should check that out. I wonder what kind of phase you are, but
I don't
they're
think I'm in
moving on to
anything.
phase 2 now.
I don't think
You're
I'm.
either in-
I'm not in a phase.
But as a general public, you would be in like a
Oh.
phase, like a wave of that.
Yeah,
general
but I
public.
mean, the general public phase is going to be like hundreds of thousands of people.
Maybe they were working on. They're starting to do 2,000 vaccinations a day.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I did actually. I went into my chart and said that I was interested in taking the vaccine. So I because I
Good.
heard about it online. So I went into my chart and like signed. So I'm on a list.
Yeah, no, that's good.
But like
Uh,
my parents and my grandma got vaccinated or got their first thing like last week or something, which is good for my mom and dad, especially because my dad's going through
Yeah.
what he's going through, and my grandma because she's like 97 or something now. Like,
Yeah, that's awesome, man.
but yeah, so they're getting it, which is fantastic. So and my wife's got it, and so I
Oh,
might.
Green got
Yeah, on
it.
the list. Yeah, because she goes to the hospital all the time, and then so they got
Nice.
it through the hospital she works at. Like, but they go to the U all the time as well. So she's gotten her second one and everything. She's been like a couple weeks ago or last week she got her second one.
Oh, that's great. That means she's almost at the end of her in the clear kind of thing. I mean, she'll still like wear masks and shit, but like
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
awesome.
yeah.
Though. Mike just said his grandma's 98 in March and just got her second shot this week. That's like it's awesome that she got her second shot this week. It's not great that she just now got her second
Yeah,
shot.
yeah. Well, I mean, you got to make sure all the VIPs get it, like Joni Ernst and Kim Reynolds, and
Yeah.
so that
I
they can lift the mask mandate. They got to get all vaccinated so they can lift our mask mandate. And I
Which-
guess that's
was
just
it-
Kim, not Jonier.
Was it you or Mike that called her the Kim Reaper? Because that's been my favorite one that I've heard. Like
It was
called-
Mike.
I've just known her as COVID Kim, and then yeah, Mike said the Kim Reaper, and it fucking killed, man. I loved it. I like repeated it around the house. I was like, guys, Mike said something really funny. Oh man. Oh, Mike, just take full credit for it.
Yeah,
Man.
Mike. Nobody knows that. You came up with it yourself. It's funny. Mike came up with Kim Reaper all by himself.
Yeah. No one's funnier than Mike.
And yeah, he pretty much knocked it out of the park. As
No
well.
one's funnier or more attractive or loyal than Mike. And
It's true.
I mean, I've heard elephants being jealous of him.
If you know what I mean. Wink, wink. Because
Oh.
Mike never forgets,
That's true.
much like an elephant.
That's true. Memory like an elephant. Anyway.
Oh, you guys. Oh, you guys. So hey, are you drinking anything? Are you
I am.
or did they just stitch you up, spray a little COVID on your cut, and tell you can't drink any booze?
No, so since she didn't think she was gonna have to do stitches, I first had to soak my finger in this like antiseptic stuff that also had some lidocaine in it. So it helps kind of chill things out a little bit. But then she realized that she was gonna have to do stitches, so I got a few shots of lidocaine in it.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, but I'm drinking vodka. Whoa. I'm drinking vodka lemon water because it was either this or take ibuprofen for the pain. And last time I took ibuprofen, my stomach hurt. So I'm gonna stick with the
With the hard
vodka lemon
booze, yeah, that makes that
Yeah.
makes all the sense in the world.
Yeah, I think so.
So was the person who gave you stitches that played volleyball?
Yeah. So it
So
was funny
what's she
because-
look like? Is she the person who helped Mike not die that one time?
I don't know because she referenced one of us hitting the volleyball so hard it rung, because I remember this, but I just don't remember who it was. It hit that light pole really hard, or like the light, like it hit she mentioned that, and then I mentioned the Mike getting rocked and concussed pretty bad last or 2 seasons ago, and that kind of seemed like a vague memory to her.
I don't remember the light post, but if someone hit something real hard, it was probably me. I would assume.
You were probably trashed.
Well, yeah. I mean, yeah.
I know her name. I just don't feel like I'm not going to say it on the podcast. I'll probably text it to you and Mike. Yeah, it was really fun. It actually made the whole process a lot better and shit. And it's like, it's really weird to not have any feeling in your thumb and to watch this person cutting skin away from it. Ugh, it's weird.
Yeah, I wouldn't like to do that. Oh, by the way, I just got a Facebook message that said that it's my 20th 20th high school class reunion this year. No,
Oh shit, son!
it was last year because it was 2020 because I graduated in 2000.
Old.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, definitely. I look at myself in the mirror every day. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
But that was really only 6 years before me, so it's like it's not that old.
Well, from you're gonna head downhill now, buddy. It's that 6 years is rough.
Dude, I hear you, man. Like since 2021 started, and I should have been aware because like I don't remember the last name, Jesse. So since 2021 started, I fucked my back up to where I had to go to urgent care, and then 3 weeks later, I cut my thumb where I'm seen by the same nurse when she says, "Oh, I've seen you here recently." Saying like, and in December, I fell and almost broke my thumb. Like it has been a rough 3 months for this guy's old, decrepit body. Man,
Well,
yeah, I don't know, man.
I mean, stop it.
I'll try, man.
Just knock it off. That helps not at all.
I know you'd recognize her if you saw her.
Oh, I'm sure. So let's see. Oh, here's a little bit of news. Thomas Jamathorn Brady won his seventh NFL title championship Super Bowl ring with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers
Yeah. And a
against the
Super
Kansas
Bowl
City.
so boring, I actually enjoyed the halftime show for a change.
I you know what? I enjoyed the game. I don't know. I just enjoyed it. Maybe it was because my team sucked so much this year, and it was good to see someone be good.
I
Or
liked all of the Bucks drives. The Buccaneers, like I enjoyed watching their drives, but the Chiefs sucked, and I wanted a better game.
well,
Like
I'll tell you one thing.
the,
I think that the
their
defense
offensive
for
line,
the offensive line was injured.
yeah, but they couldn't protect Mahomes for shit. And Mahomes with turf toe couldn't move like he's used to.
Well, he was still making it work though. Like he had to escape the pocket almost every freaking throw, and then he was making these like circus throws,
Oh
which
my
are some
god,
of the
those were
craziest things I've
awesome.
ever seen in my life.
And they had so much like strength, power, and accuracy on them that
Yeah.
they were inhuman. It was insane, Jesse.
How stupid would you feel if you were Daryl Williams on that second one where Mahomes was literally perpendicular to the ground, throwing the ball sideways, and it went and hit him, went through his hands and hit him right in the face, and he dropped it.
Yeah,
Like how
yeah.
stupid! Just the look on Mahomes' face after that
I'm
happened,
really
was like, "What
curious.
the fuck do I gotta do out here?"
I feel like that would have been a completely different game had he caught that. Like, I just think it would have just the momentum would have stayed with the Chiefs on that one.
A lot of things kind of, well, you can never count Mahomes out for like for
No.
one thing. But like a lot of people were talking about how bad the refs were, and like it's true there was one drive specifically that like they did some pretty chintzy PI calls, but I think for the most part it was pretty fair, and I don't think it would have really made a difference on that one drive anyway. If they would have given them that touchdown, they still won 31-9.
Yeah, I know.
I
Like
mean,
hey, I saw one thing that like oh Emily just showed up. I saw one thing
hey,
where they were like, does Brady usually get all the calls, like all the penalty calls? And like that one PI call that was called that was not pass interference. I
in
feel
the
like
end
that was
zone.
the only like yeah, it was like the only really bad call.
Okay, so Scott, we were all texting about it, and Scott says that he saw the like
That first one, the
Evans
first
fall
PI
first, and I was like, the one guy kicked Evans' foot. And this is just what I saw, and I was like, oh yeah, he kicked his foot, he fell, and basically tackled Evans, and that's a call. That's an automatic call. So I don't think that one was chintzy, but like definitely the one in the end zone was pretty ticky tack.
Yeah, I would agree. It was I don't know. I was really disappointed by the commercials too, and I know it's like this is a football podcast. Why am I not just watching for football? But like you watch for the commercials and shit. There was like one trailer which was really disappointing, and it was an animated film, and then there was a trailer for
Oh yeah, the new
um,
Pixar film or whatever.
yeah, for Falcon and Winter Soldier or whatever.
Oh,
Um,
that's even a series. That's not even a movie.
I know. I know, like, but they were like disappointing. There were some good ones, but I will give it to you, man. Fucking Weekend puts on a show. It
Yeah,
was a
dude.
good halftime show.
I'm telling you, like I don't know what it was, but I was in my car listening to the radio or something, as you do, and like that song came on, and it sounded like it like Blinding Lights came on, and it was like sounded like this '80s synth, and I love '80s music, right? So I was like, oh fuck, it like just took me over, and I listened to it nonstop for the next like month, and so then like I started watching some of his videos, and like just the live versions of that song specifically that are on YouTube are some of those most amazing live performances of a song I'd ever seen in my life. They were just this crazy stuff, and it just like pumps you up, and it helps also that I like the song, but whatever. Um, and so I was looking forward to it a lot, and I think he did a really nice job. I think he did a really great job. He was pretty sweet. Some of the stuff was things taken from some of the videos and live performances that he's done before, like the going behind the stage and the thing that everyone's memeing now, like when he's underneath the stage and the lights are all over and he's like everyone's running into each other and stuff. He's done something similar to that, but it was
Yeah,
still sweet.
I honestly didn't like. I think I kind of recognized one of his songs from maybe a movie trailer or whatever, but I didn't really know any of them. But I enjoyed them, and it was a heck of a show and shit. I also really like dancers with the fact like they had those face things on, but it was like a really clever way to do face masks. I thought.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Well, here's the thing. So, like with his newest album, it's this whole thing that's been going on for a long time. First, in some of his early releases from that album for the music videos, he got his ass kicked. So like his face was all bloody all the time and stuff. And then in like later live performances, and even in the live performances, he'd have like blood on his face and stuff. And then for some of the later ones, he had like his whole face wrapped just like those people did. And so that was part of the stuff that was going on in the music videos. And then for the one they just released, he didn't have the face stuff on anymore, but he had crazy plastic surgery, like his cheekbones were way out, and like so it was this whole like weird overarching story that has been going on in his.
And you are a fan of The Weeknd.
Well, it was just hard to like. Yeah, once I started watching this stuff, it was just a rabbit hole, and it was awesome. And his last album was fantastic, so easy to listen to.
You just cut out there.
Huh?
You cut out there for a second.
Huh?
You cut out there for a second.
I was just saying that his last album was amazing, so it was easy to fall into.
Ow, fuck you. Yeah.
And one of the songs that he played at the Super Bowl had Daft Punk in it.
Hey, we got a jump step sighting.
What's up, Jelms?
I love The Weeknd, especially when it's 3 days.
Hey ho, he has done it. He has done it.
I did do it.
Hey ho.
Hey, Mike, what are you drinking? Jump step, what are you drinking? Sweet Cheeks, what are you drinking? Nothing? Okay. Sweet Cheeks is Emily, by the way.
I figured. Hey, Emily, I got concerned because all of a sudden Dave's sending messages out for you about you being out of the office. Like, that's kind of a weird thing that just happened.
I know. Well, and because I would have sent it while I was waiting for Nick, but I called Dave and I was like, Dave, I gotta take Nick to the ER. And Dave's like, don't worry about it. I'll send out an email letting them know you're gonna be out the rest of the day. I was like, all right. They're probably gonna think something bad happened, but okay.
I love it that you got that, and from my boss, I got a what the fuck kind of gif from him. And I'm like, yeah, dude, I'm a fucking idiot. Like this is happening.
Like in the middle of my one-on-one with Dave, I've been getting text messages and phone calls saying like Nick took his finger off.
Finger off.
So I was like I had to stop Dave because I was starting to get distracted. I was like, Dave, I think I have to go. I think something bad happened to Nick. And Dave's like, oh, okay, go. And then I called him and I was like, I gotta take Nick to the hospital. He's like, oh my God, go. I will send him this out.
Yeah. It's coming from Brittany. She should have to have a signature on her text that says #BritBrit to take the level down a little bit. Just to take the level down just a little bit on the text.
Oh man, I couldn't make a stand-up routine over how today went because it was hilarious. Because like, and Brittany was seriously just like, I don't know what to do. Like, she came downstairs with all the bathroom supplies. It's like, what should we use here? It's like, she was just falling apart, and we needed Emily because I was just like, just tape it. I actually told her to get the duct tape because it was like, fuck it, whatever.
Just get the
Grab
super
some paper
glue out.
towel. Yeah, that's what Mike was telling me I should have done. Mike was just, he was telling me that's what he did before volleyball one time. And then I completely forgot I had super glue until that moment.
No.
Mike's drinking a Blue Moon, by the way.
Yeah, I know.
Cheers,
Mike's
Michael.
living it up. Did you put an orange peel in it? Not peel. Did you put an orange wedge in it, Michael?
Did you zest an orange into it?
Zest. Yeah, but I'm not gonna. She's eating a taco bowl. We made taco stuff tonight.
Nice. Work.
Yeah, I like cooked up some steak and stuff. Hey, but let's just talk about how awesome it is, by the way, back it up a little bit, that a 43-year-old Tom Brady won the Super Bowl, and he looks pretty good, man.
He
but
does look pretty good.
Their defense was solid in that game.
You know what I think is, yes, for sure. You know what I think is helping him right now is I saw a little thing about how Bruce Arians would get a text from Tom Brady saying like, hey, is it all right if I don't throw on Wednesday? And he's like, yeah, of course. And then he had to like tell Gronk not to practice, right? Like he would have to tell Gronk because apparently in New England there was no such thing as like a like a veteran day or like a
Huh.
like a so yeah. I mean, first of all, the fact that Tom Brady made it that many years in a system like that is a testament to his durability and workout regimen. But on the other hand, it's just like it's Bruce Arians' style of coaching versus Bill Belichick.
I like Bruce Arians. I honestly think he got screwed not getting Coach of the Year. I like Kevin Stefanski. Wow. Let me try that again. Kevin Stefanski probably does deserve Coach of the Year, but I don't necessarily think he deserves it over Bruce Arians.
I think if anybody does anything good for the Browns, they should get it.
Yeah, but I guess you could say the same thing about the Bucks. The Bucks team is stacked too.
Yeah, I mean, they're obviously more stacked than the Browns team is.
Yeah.
But no, Bruce Arians. I'm hot and cold on Bruce Arians because sometimes he's just a jack off. Sometimes I feel like he's just a curmudgeon and he's just.
Oh,
like,
it's because he's an old man. He's the oldest. He's the oldest Super Bowl winning head coach ever.
Well, also, but I will admit that like when he was on Hard Knocks, I don't remember. He was coaching Arizona, and Arizona I think was on Hard Knocks, and he was just awesome. He's just an awesome person. Like it just seems like his excerpts that they take out in the media and like quotes and stuff make him seem like an asshole. But like when you like that show was like painted a whole different picture of him. Like, and I have that like difference because I've seen him like interact on that show, and I've seen what how he acts in his like excerpts of fucking media questions. Fucking whatever, dude.
Whoa, he's slamming his boosh.
Take that, Boosh.
Jumpstep still with us? Oh, hey. Yeah, Jumpstep, are you still with us? Did you see the thing that I saw a thing on Sunday while watching like Super Bowl prep or whatever that Gronk for doing virtual practices, Gronk did a bunch of they were supposed to record themselves doing runs or sprints or whatever. Gronk recorded all of his in the course of a day when changing his outfit, and then sent those clips in each time he had to set just to get out of working out. And like, I loved it, but also any other player would have been fined. What makes Gronk special aside from being
Yeah, exactly. It's just Gronk, Nick. Ease up, Nick. It's just Gronk. Just Gronk being Gronk,
This is how people get elected president, Jesse, is because people are like, it's just Gronk.
Now listen, if Gronk gets elected president, we got problems. Then it's off to New Zealand for me.
That's when we have problems. At least if
Double
Gronk is
blueberry love muffin.
Ooh, is that a sour or a?
It is.
Stout?
It is a pastry kettle sour brewed with blueberries, graham, and milk sugar. It's an imperial pastry sour. That means it's stronger than normal. How strong is it?
Every time you say that, I always think of the Emperor's March, the Imperial March or whatever from Star Wars.
Makes sense.
So, I will say, Gronk president might not be that bad.
Gronk president.
Drinking age would probably be down to 18. Marijuana would be legal. Sex work would finally be legal. It might not be that bad, man.
Gronk president.
Education would take a huge hit, though. Education and arts would take a huge hit.
Well, it would be weird because he'd bring in Tom Brady, and Tom Brady is famously Republican, so there'd be a weird like clash. And you know that Tom Brady would be the one running the shots in the background.
Yeah, because Gronk's dumb and doesn't know what to do.
Yes, he'd have Tom Brady as his running mate. They'd win in a landslide.
No, absolutely. I'd vote for them, and I would think they're a bad
They'd
decision.
lose Florida. Let's see. They'd lose Florida, New York.
They wouldn't lose Florida.
Yeah,
They
because the
won
Dolphins
Florida-
play there.
They won Florida a Super Bowl.
Oh yeah, that's right. There's clashing. So that would be a toss up though, because Miami and the Miami area hates his guts.
It would have the entire South, the entire North, but then you would
You'd
have
lose
the
Miami,
West.
Miami-Dade County, which is a big county.
Yeah, you lose. I think probably all of the West and mid and
That's true. I don't even know why I didn't think of that, because
In
he
Midwest
literally
states.
plays in Florida now. But he'd lose New York definitely, because of the Jets and Buffalo.
Yeah.
And then what? Carolina now and Atlanta. He'd lose Georgia and he'd lose Carolina, North Carolina,
I love how we're talking about
and Louisiana.
This is very serious consideration.
I
Oh,
think they would win Iowa. I really think that they'd win Iowa.
It'd be a Republican ticket. They'd win Iowa. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. Oh, I hate this state.
And Rob Gronkowski, where do you go to college?
Doesn't matter.
They win Michigan because of Tom Brady, swing state.
Yeah. Oh my God, Gronk in his helmet.
And
I
Gronk
don't
went
even
to
wanna watch
Arizona.
it.
He went to the University of Arizona.
So they got Arizona.
Yep. But he's from New York.
So they get New York. They would win
And Tom
Atlanta.
Brady is from California.
Brady would prove that not only is he can win Super Bowls, he can win the country. This is
The only president to run for 7 terms.
And win 6 of them.
Juice Nation.
Actually,
would you
he'd run for
vote
10. He'd go for 10 terms and he'd win 7 of them.
I actually like that this started off as Gronk, but we've moved that now is a Brady presidency.
Well, maybe Brady being, well, it's Gronk, right? But like Tom Brady, as long as he's the vice president, then it's over.
It's all about you're voting for the cabinet they bring in, not just the person. I'm very curious what the Gronk presidency would look like.
Well, all of his brothers. He's got
Gronk.
he's got 3
You know
brothers.
Gronk would try to live long enough so he could be president at 69. So I don't know
2069.
if that's possible.
Well, yeah, it'd be possible. Oh, wait, okay, just a second. That's
That's-
48 years from now.
Yeah, it's 23 presidents from now. Nope. 13 presidents from now. Nope. We're in 46 right now. Yeah, that's 23 presidents from now.
He's
So
30.
23,
He's
4,
31.
That's 92. That's 92 years from now. I don't think that's gonna
What?
happen.
What?
No, it's not. It's 48 years from now. 2069.
23 years times 4.
What are you talking about?
Yeah. So he's running in the year 2069.
No, he'd be the sixth. So my joke was he'd be the 59th
Oh.
president.
Oh.
I'm sorry, we were on 2 different wavelengths there.
Yeah.
He would. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah, no,
yeah.
he can't do that. But he can
No.
run in 2069.
It is 92. I was right there. That was good. But yeah, he could run in 2069. That would make more sense. That would make more sense.
He would be 79. Oh, there you go.
Hey, we got Almondsy!
What's up, Almondsy? Almondsy's been here before.
Yes,
Do we know
Charlie.
Almonds? Huh?
It's Charlie.
Oh yeah, jeez Louise, I drink on this podcast.
Yes, we do.
Hey, let's get back to it because I want to talk about the boat parade for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, because we said before the podcast we wanted to talk about it. We started talking about it and we had to stop.
We did.
I, for one, enjoy the fact that Tom Brady let loose and got hammered.
Yeah. It makes
It
you
was
feel like he's
fantastic.
not a robot.
Right. I mean, he's definitely a robot, but like
There's a
maybe
way-
they just didn't oil him that morning,
Maybe they don't. I love it. Like,
or they
the one
didn't
video-
charge him fully. They didn't charge him fully overnight.
Maybe that's why he was being walked away. Like I love the part. I watched the one video where he's being walked away. Someone has him hands on both sides, and he's just doing this. He's like saying hi to people and shit. I loved it. I loved it.
Okay, Mike just said that Bender drinks beer from Futurama, so maybe he was up all night not drinking.
Yeah.
That's how Bender gets hammered. He doesn't drink. But like
Oh, man.
and then he was throwing the Lombardi Trophy from one boat to another. Holy
know.
shit.
I mentioned this to you before the podcast, but like I really kind of wanted to see a scenario where that just ate shit into the water, and then like someone had to go, and then I think someone would have probably jumped into the water to get it.
Oh yeah. I'm telling you though, Tom Brady is so on top of the world, above everybody else. There's no fucking scenario where that thing goes into the water. There's no scenario. I tell you, there's absolutely. I bet you if it did fall into water, it would have hit like a seal and popped right back up into somebody's hands. There was no scenario that was going going in the water.
It like goes in the water and he just does this, and he's able to rise it back from the water.
No, he does this.
Do you think he then?
Gronk goes down and gets it.
Yeah, there you go. Parts it for Gronk. All right, so we've got a Charlie asked, "What's up?" And what's up is this podcast. And then I didn't realize you guys had already started. Mike said Bender Breakthrough. He's okay. He's got others. I've been rewatching Futurama, and I appreciate the humor so more now.
Indeed.
So much more now. That makes sense. I've been drinking too. I'm died. I don't have to change this until morning, so I get to change this shit at 6:30 in the morning. I'm gonna throw up at 6:30 in the morning.
Yay! You know what?
Yeah.
I just think even though I may not agree with Tom Brady politically, I just think that Tom Brady's in general just like a cool dude and a nice guy.
Yeah.
Even when he had shit with Tyrann Mathieu during the Super Bowl where they were going after each other, he like immediately texted him afterwards and said like, "Look, man, I'm sorry." You know, he just doesn't. I don't know. I'm all in on Tom Brady.
There was a reason I wanted Tom Brady to win, man. I wanted to see him win another. Like, Em and I, the biggest conversation that we had on during the Super Bowl was how much how much Tom Brady has de-aged. Like, they did that progression of how he's looked over the years. Like, he's gone from like fugly dude to this like very attractive 43-year-old gentleman.
He like pudged out in the middle there somewhere.
Yes. Like he had we see him lose his baby fat, and then he gets his middle-aged fat, and now he's into this like perfect Tom Brady form because Giselle tells him the right way to live.
He's chiseled.
Age,
Yes.
hit puberty, age some more, and then completely de-age.
Yes.
Yeah, he's like on some Benjamin Button stuff now. All of a sudden, he's like, he was young, got older, and now he's Benjamin Buttoning somehow.
Excuse me. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, we were talking about the weekend memes as well. Almondsy. Where's that name coming from? I'm always curious as to
Where
where
we get our names?
where we get names. Or is it Alm Zero and Z?
I thought it was Almondsy. Like, I always think of Doctor Who, like Alonze, but Almondsy. I
I don't even know what that means.
I don't either. I don't know any Doctor Who.
don't know.
I know some Doctor Who. I love me some Captain Jack Harkness and Torchwood. Oh, she's back.
Oh yeah. Also, I really wanted to. Oh, Emily's correct about the name.
I got
Something
you.
about Doctor Who, and yelling.
Charlie, did you watch the new Doctor Who with Captain Jack? Eh? Okay, anyway, what, Jesse?
I was just gonna say about. Winfield. I was really rooting for Winfield, but then he kind of did Tyreek Hill dirty. It's kind of I didn't enjoy that.
What happened?
Well, after Antoine Winfield Jr., right, the rookie for Tampa Bay. Again, his dad, right, is a Viking. We've discussed this before. Never won a Super Bowl, of course. But But like after some play where Tyreek Hill either dropped the ball or did something, then like he went up into
Oh,
his face and he went like this to him because that's Tyreek Hill thing is he turns around and does this to people. He did it right up to his face and got penalized for it. Uh, I guess I don't like that when Tyreek Hill does that either to everyone when he burns them. I don't fucking know.
yeah,
It's kind of stupid
weird.
to their level though. I don't know.
I don't really like taunting and poor sportsmanship either, but he does that every time he gets a touchdown. So like he also yeah.
But Winfield's a rookie, you know, so it's just kind of like, all right, rookie, sit
Yeah.
down.
Let's
Like,
just let's just what if we just do the how about we're happy because Tristan Wirfs won a Super Bowl ring.
yeah, well, yeah, and here's another thing too is like he is a rookie, and they were slaughtering them, like they were slaughtering them at that point in the game. So it's just like, come on, dogs.
Yeah. Were they? I thought that was in like the second quarter.
No, I'm pretty sure that was late, wasn't it?
Who was the first PI on? Not the PI. Who was the first taunting call on? Thank you.
Uh, oh, there was a bunch of weird stuff in that game. I
Oh,
don't
that
know.
was on Matthew.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so never mind. You're right. That was in the second. That was in the second half. Yeah, Mike. It did feel like a slaughter. Also, Almondsy said David Tennant is my fave doctor, and he says Alonzi, which means let's go in French, and it sounds like Almondsy. So that has been my PS4 username for the past 5-ish years. I just told your PS4 username to all of our 6 listeners.
Yeah, I wouldn't worry about it unless somehow
Yeah.
like I'm just
I could
like
give out Emily's social security, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, 9, 2, 7.
oh, it's the same social security number I have in my luggage.
Oh shit!
Jesse, I think you need to change the number on your luggage.
Apparently,
Mac! Hey, bud!
could you imagine having a luggage code that long? That would suck. I would never get into my luggage,
Oh, I love
but I'd never have to unpack or repack.
That's true. That is true. That is true.
Hey guys,
Hey, Jesse.
that's strong.
You all right there, buddy?
That is sweet, and it is strong. It's like a blueberry bomb goes off in your mouth every time you drink it.
Almondsy, we play PC games. Jesse, did you see that the Bears hired Mike Pettin, the former defensive coordinator of the Packers?
I did.
He's now the new senior defensive assistant.
That means nothing to me.
No, it doesn't mean anything to me there. It basically just means
Just
That's the
assholes
truth.
switching hands.
yeah.
Just kidding.
Yeah.
Oh my god, no wonder. This is 10.1. This is 10.1 alcohol per volume. Holy, not volume. Volume.
I got a little old sweet lady Bella in here coming to see me. It was sweet.
You hear what
I
I
love
just
you,
said,
Bella.
dog?
I did 10%.
10.1.
10.1? That's awesome, man.
Is it?
It is.
Is it?
It is. I forget what PC games you usually play outside of GTA. We play Among Us. Sea of Thieves, Jesse, really started to piss me off last night. There's so much to that game.
It is nice.
There's so
Uh,
much to it.
There's a lot to unpack in that game. There's a lot to unpack in that game. There's a
All I
lot
wanted to
unpack
do
in that
was-
game.
I just wanted to get the point A to point B. Like when we were firing on that ship, it was like, yeah, this part's fun. But then when we weren't, and Larry was just like, drop the sail, raise the sail, drop the sail, drop
Well,
the anchor. I'm like, this is
my-
stupid. I don't want to do this.
My whole thing was that the only thing that I was good at was patching the downs, the lower decks, and bailing out our ship the whole time. So I didn't even really fire that much. I was too busy trying to keep us afloat. Which, to be honest, was kind of nice because it gave me something that, like, hey, you know, I can do this and I'm kind of good at it. So I'll just do this and not feel like an idiot the whole time.
I like didn't know what I was doing. I feel like I skipped the tutorial. I didn't know how to bring the sails in. Like it was an hour before I really knew what I was doing. And then at that point, I like it was getting so late that I just wanted to go to bed and there wasn't a save point. And I was like, fuck, I can't just bail.
Yeah, you basically like start over every time, from what I understand.
Really?
Yeah, right, Mike. So anyway, Sea of Thieves. Let's see what else do I got going on. Madden. I've played 3 rounds of PGA Tour today, which is fantastic. Um, uh, what else? Diablo 2. It's a throwback.
Oh, I played Tony Hawk Pro Skater.
There you go. I'm. Uh, yeah. Deep Rock Galactic. We were playing for a while there.
I didn't like. I honestly liked Deep Rock more than I liked Sea of Thieves.
I like Deep Rock. It's pretty fun. Deep Rock is very like. They're like short games, right? But they're intense, like camping.
Yeah. It's sometimes or like a circus with your creepy uncle.
Okay.
Orlando Brown, the offensive lineman, once traded out of Baltimore.
So
This is crazy.
he's 20. He's a 24-year-old tackle that's making the Pro Bowl. I want him.
Yeah, I want him, Jesse.
Everybody wants him.
Want him.
We
Cowboys
cannot
give up a
afford
first-round
him.
pick. The Cowboys
that-
can give up a first round pick. I don't give a shit. I'd
First
be
of all,
fine with it.
so it seems to me that in the NFL nowadays, there's a lot more like of these like blockbuster trades that are happening than normal. Like think about this. And what's up with these? And what's the deal with these quarterbacks? Like all of a sudden, Russell Wilson wants out. Like Russell
Dude,
Wilson
does
is
he
mad
want out?
because
I thought he just wanted more say in hirings.
okay, he's mad. He's mad. He's unhappy with the number of sacks he's taking, which so happens to be the most frequent of 26 active quarterbacks, and the lack of front office sway. Here's my deal. Is this the result? Like Deshaun Watson wants out? Like, is this just the result of this NFL being too pass driven? Like the quarterback is like I don't want to okay, so I don't want to be an asshole here, right? But like at what point does your quarterback need to have a say in what happens in the front office? Like
So-
at what point when your quarterback gets too good? Like because I don't see Derek Carr being all pissed off because they're not picking like the new GM or whatever or having say. I don't see like Ryan Tannehill getting all pissed off about stuff like that. You know, I don't see, like, you know what I mean? It's like Russell Wilson was a MVP candidate, right? He's pissed off because he can't do it. Like Deshaun Watson is like an amazing quarterback. He's pissed off because he doesn't get like his voice heard for that kind of stuff. It's like
So
neither
I get
does
it.
neither did D Hop, neither does David Johnson. Like they're players.
So I started to think about like if this were so since it is a business, I kind of started to think about a business. And when I was going through the hiring process for my team, so like this is what I started to think about. I started thinking about since he's a player, he wouldn't get a right to say who's hired to a team because that's left to management. But then I started thinking when we were hiring someone for my team, I actually brought in another person from my team to sit in on the interviews to kind of see how they felt, how they did. Like they would ask questions, and I
Oh,
wanted to know how they felt.
that's a great point.
And I thought that was I thought that would be very valuable. So like Russell, like now thinking that Russell Wilson, and I would think any other captain on the Seahawks and any captain on any team, I would think that they would want necessarily like say I don't think that they should get hiring decision, but I think that they should get their opinion, being like this person I think is going to mesh well for me. but like I think it should only be like an opinion. But I don't know. That's my thought on it. So like I'm kind
Yeah,
of
that's a great point. That's a very great point. In fact, because like you're right, and it shouldn't be just Russell Wilson or Deshaun Watson. It should be and I totally 100% agree that it should be the captains because the captains are the ones who are the leaders of the teams. And of course, of course Russell Wilson is a captain. Why wouldn't he be? And same thing for Deshaun Watson. But like who like usually the captains are spread out pretty evenly throughout the whole team, right? Like there's a defensive guys, some like Vinatieri was a
Yeah.
a captain for a while. Like just like if they brought all those into the interview, that makes 100%.
Yeah,
That makes
and
perfect sense.
they don't need to have like sway, but why not give these people's opinions? Like you've entrusted millions of dollars into them, and they're going to be part of your team for years to come. Why not find out if they're a good fit? And I feel like I've seen teams do that, like have players in on the on like the hiring, like Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, both. I feel get say in who gets
Oh.
hired.
But do you think that if they don't, if management doesn't interview the person that they want to interview, they should want out of the whole organization?
I don't
And-
think they should want out. I think that's a like an overcorrect. I think that's just drastic. An overreaction is what I meant. I think Russell Wilson's being a baby if he wants traded. Why would you want to get traded for like this team fucking Seattle loves you. You are the Seahawks. Why would you want to get traded?
Well, it's the same thing in Houston with Deshaun, right? I mean, I guarantee you that everybody in Houston loves that guy, and like he's that team, right? So
But also, I kind of feel like like Seattle has been so good for so long, whereas like Houston, like hasn't, and Houston has had a bad coach for the last few years, who's just
Yeah.
completely destroyed that team. Where Seattle has Pete, you're like it's Pete Carroll and Russell Wilson. Like what? I don't know. I think Schneider or whoever owner GM, I think they are fucking over Russell Wilson by not bolstering that offensive line because they like I don't know. I don't feel like they've done shit for that offensive line for a while. And Wilson, it's what 394 sacks over the last over his career or last 4 years or whatever.
no. Let's not talk about offensive lineman.
Yeah, I know.
Neglect of
You're-
the neglect of the offensive line. But so another point though, I guess though with the Deshaun Watson thing, I'm giving him a hard time, but you're right. He has gone through a lot of hardships, right? Like Bill O'Brien F that team. They did nothing but take weapons away from him.
Yeah.
Like it's almost like Bill O'Brien was trying to purposely tank that team because they had something against him or that like had
Yeah.
something against that team.
Yeah, like Bill O'Brien, like Deshaun Watson lost his number one wide receiver, his main target.
Not an all pro wide receiver.
Yeah, one of the best. I like top three. I think best wide receivers in the league. He lost him, and like for peanuts. Nothing against David Johnson, but
No, it
for
was peanuts. It was for peanuts.
Like-
Like and nobody would ever like you see that kind of move and you're like, oh shit. What else can we get out of Bill O'Brien? You know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah.
oh boy, well, like it's right pickings over there. Let's like that's ridiculous. Like, could you imagine if Deshaun Watson if Bill O'Brien was still there, like, and Watson wanted out, Bill O'Brien is still there, Watson wants out, he'd be gone by now for nothing.
Yeah,
He
Yeah, so, like-
he would have gotten like one first.
yeah.
And everyone would have been just exploding.
If the Rams gave up 2 first rounds and Goff for Stafford, fucking oh my god, I'm already blanking. Jesse, who were we just talking about?
Watson.
Watson. Sorry, Watson should be able to get like this year's first round, next year's first round, the following first round, and JJ fucking Watt. It just, I don't know, man. I don't get it.
Yeah.
So kind of along these same lines, I just didn't want us to forget about it. Jumpset tweeted at us this evening. Topic for the cast: these teams that are, in parentheses, wisely going after Watson or Wilson and others. What will happen when they are starting the pissed off current QBs from last year when they do not need those QBs, i.e., Teddy B, Locke, Darnold? I think we should take Drew Lock out of that because Drew Lock sucks. Sorry.
What about Jimmy Garoppolo?
Yeah, we keep forgetting about Jimmy G. He sucks.
Jimmy G. No, listen though. Jimmy G is their starting quarterback. Every single quarterback that's come up on the market, everyone's like, "Oh, San Francisco's interested," and Jimmy G sees every single one of these things. So what happens if they don't get any of them? And
Yeah.
Jimmy G's like, I guess I'm still the starter. Sorry.
But dude, you know what though? I feel like San Francisco is just as good with Jimmy G as they are with a combination of Mullins and Beathard.
Not to
So,
mention, who knows how long Jimmy G is gonna last because
I know he's injury prone.
He's injured a lot.
What if Jimmy G sees these reports and then he's just like, you know what? I'm not going to play for your team, and they're like, fuck it, whatever, we're going to cut you, and then they're one of the first NFL teams to just do Mullins Beathard every other game. Like nobody knows which team to fucking prepare for. But what if it works for him, man?
I often wonder if let's look at it from this perspective. NFL players are professional people, right? Wide receivers are professionals. They should, and they talk about like chemistry between a quarterback and wide receiver. So, but they're professionals still. They're still like, you should be able to catch a ball that's thrown to you. You should be able to get a ball in your gut when you're running back. Like they talk about like knowing tendencies and this and that. Is it so hard? And I don't know because I'm not a professional athlete, right? Obviously, but is it so hard for them to learn the nuances of more than one person?
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like, I just had a thought while you were talking about your thought. Also, Mike said, yeah, dog, Beathard hasn't looked any worse than Jimmy G. I am biased, but still, and I agree. Like, Beathard or Mullins, neither one have looked worse than any worse than Jimmy G. Could you think, like, what if you saw a team playing against the Vikings? The first drive, you had a quarterback, wide receiver one, tight end one, or whatever. Second drive, a completely different starting lineup. Obviously, but like your offensive line stays the same. I feel like that could be a different and effective game style, where then like teams could not plan for you until about game 3 or 4. I realize while I'm talking about that here.
Yeah, and here's the thing, right? Would you rather have 2 or 3 guys that are okay, or would you rather have one guy that just kicks ass?
One guy that kicks ass, probably.
But I do see what you're saying, and I have wondered why nobody has done that before. Like, because you see that sometimes in college, right? Like, a guy will start, you just see it in the NFL a little bit, but, like, a guy will start kind of, like, drooping off or something, and then all of a sudden a new quarterback comes in, right? And then we'll light it up for a little bit. And if he, starts to go down, maybe they'll throw the other guy back in. Fuck it. Like, with a lineup like Mullins and Beathard, I feel like you could just start rotating them. And, like, even if you have them both, and maybe even a third guy, right, that comes in every once in a while, even if you have them both, they still don't know who's coming out until someone comes out.
Yeah.
Right? And then how many plays is it going to take them to realize who's out there? And then who's to say that it doesn't have to be a quarter? Maybe a guy comes in for 2 plays, leaves, and another guy comes in. Like the Taysom Hill, like Drew Brees, Jameis Winston type thing.
Yeah.
Think about how much of a luxury that is to have Drew Brees, Taysom Hill, and Jameis Winston.
And James Winston. I couldn't imagine because I still think Jameis Winston would have been a better starting quarterback for the Bears than either one of theirs.
Well,
Like
Jameis Winston comes in and throws a bomb touchdown. Or was it a
Yeah.
touchdown or just threw a bomb flea
it was a
flicker?
touchdown. It was a touchdown, I thought. So like, yeah, no, you're right though. Like they have three could be starting quarterbacks on one roster.
And one guy, Taysom Hill, right? It's like a you don't know what the fuck that guy's gonna do. Is he gonna do
Yeah.
like like that's a luxury, and I think they played it pretty well. At first, I was like, "Oh man, that sucks. They're taking him out, and Drew Brees is like whatever." But then you realize that Drew Brees has like one rib left, and you're like, "Okay, maybe they should be rotating him out a little bit."
I so I bought a treadmill yesterday.
I saw
I went,
online you were looking for recommendations.
I went to I did a bunch of research. I went to Johnson Wellness and Fitness and I bought one. And while I was checking out, I saw the guy had a stocking cap for the Saints, and I like really badly wanted to ask, so the Saints, huh? Like, what's your quarterback situation going to be like? But I just knew, like, if he knew anything about the Saints or football, it would be like a 25 to 30-minute conversation, man. Like, because you don't really know. Drew Brees, there's rumors that, like, there was the announcement that Drew Brees would retire. Oh, you're back. But, like, Drew Brees hasn't officially retired. Jameis Winston was signed to a one-year deal. So I guess he's going to be a free agent. Taysom Hill was signed to an extension. So, like, I don't know what the Saints quarterback situation is going to be like in 2021.
Did you see the latest Gridiron Heights on Bleacher
No, not
Report?
yet.
So they did something weird about it was a play on a movie. I can't exactly remember which one it was or whatever, but like they did this weird thing about how Taysom Hill, they were trying to up the value of Taysom Hill like artificially so that like the value of a quarterback goes up. Like, well, if Taysom Hill's worth this much, then although these other quarterbacks must be worth this much or something. It was something weird. They didn't really explain it, or maybe I'm just a dumb dumb.
Let me see if I can find it and if I can like watch it and guess the movie that they're ripping without sound, obviously.
It was like, I don't know. It was probably like The Big Short or something. But like, so I haven't seen that, so that makes sense why I don't know. Or it was The Wolf of Wall Street, maybe.
Maybe
it was The Wolf of Wall Street.
I kind of like that movie, and I got judged recently for kind of liking it. I don't know why.
I like that movie.
Yeah,
You
someone was
judged
like, you probably like Wolf of Wall Street, right? I'm like, yeah.
That's
I'm
a
like,
very
why not?
weird thing to. Why?
I don't know, man. I don't know. I was just like, I don't know why you wouldn't, but
You're probably one of those assholes that like Wolf of Wall Street. What?
yeah, I don't
It's
know.
like, yeah, I like movies that are entertaining. Sorry.
I don't get it. Like, I mean, Jonah Hill was compelling. Leonardo DiCaprio was great as always, and you get to see Margot Robbie full frontal. Why wouldn't you like it?
I don't.
You couldn't finish it, Almondsy, Wolf of Wall Street. You have to finish it because they see the resolution.
Yeah, I don't like. In general, I don't like Matthew McConaughey. I just don't.
I understand.
He's got
I really do.
He's got a
understand.
whistle. He's got a. And once you notice the whistle in his S's, you'll never be able to watch it again.
I know. What do you have a favorite Matthew McConaughey movie though?
I don't know. Does it have to be him specifically?
No, just a movie that he's in.
I mean, he's in Wolf of Wall Street. I guess I like that one.
Well, there you go. We're back to Wolf of Wall Street.
That's the only one I can really think of right now. I'm gonna bring him up.
I like the movie Frailty. I think that.
Oh yes. You know what? We had this discussion last week, did we not?
Was it last week?
I think it was last week.
Yes.
I think we had a Matthew McConaughey discussion last week.
Almondsy said Matthew McConaughey is a hit or miss. Almondsy has the ink.
Yeah.
The ink thing happened. The rate.
Yes.
The voting thing.
Yes. Still
Jesse.
correct. I it's the it's the
Help.
yeah, help. Almondsy. Please.
Someone help.
It was the inked cover girl.
Voting for top 5
Voting.
ends tomorrow. Do you want to post a link in the chat?
Yeah, post a link in the chat.
We'll get some votes in, motherfucker.
There we go. I liked
Uh.
Sing, the movie Sing. Oh, Interstellar. Oh, I liked Interstellar.
I own that movie on Blu-ray. Have not seen it.
I like Kubo and the Two Strings. What the
Haven't seen it. I don't watch animated films really.
Oh, he was in Between Two Ferns, the movie.
Have you seen that?
Oh. Wow, this is a throwback. I got a bubble in my throat.
Yeah, keep talking. Keep
So
talking.
I liked. What is it? What are we talking about? I can't remember what we were talking about. Oh, I
Matthew
fell.
McConaughey
I think
movie.
I fell asleep during the Between Two Ferns the movie. True Detective on HBO first season. He was good in. Let's see.
So the first movie I ever saw Matthew McConaughey went in
He was in
Texas-
Eastbound and Down.
oh really?
Yeah.
So I saw Matthew McConaughey in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3 before I saw him in Dazed and Confused.
What? Yeah, I was gonna say, wasn't that his first thing though?
Dazed and Confused I thought was his first thing.
Yeah, Dazed and Confused is good. So, let's see. Unsolved Mysteries. He was in an episode of Unsolved Mysteries in 1992.
That is awesome.
Yeah, that's pretty great. Yeah, Dazed and Confused was first, and then Texas Chainsaw. Yeah. Oh, he was in Angels in Outfield too.
Really?
Yeah, and Boys on the Side.
Oh.
Anyway, I'm done with that. I don't want to bring that up anymore. We 2 weeks in a row of McConaughey. Come on now.
Almondsy said the first McConaughey movie they saw was Sahara.
Isn't that what Steve? What's his face in it?
Steve Zahn.
Yeah.
He's been in a lot of fun stuff, Almondsy says.
Yeah.
I think they thought it was a fun movie.
I get that. I get that. Hey, did you know that Taylor Heineke signed with the Washington football team for an extension for 2 years for $8.75 million?
No. I mean, I did because we talked about it earlier, but as for the sake of this podcast, no.
Well, he did.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
You mean
Did you know that-
Trump supporting bitch got re-signed?
Yeah, see, you really ruined my Taylor Heineke high when you said that to me the other day.
Hey, man, I gotta let the world know when they're Trump supporting pieces of garbage.
Las Vegas says that Derek Carr is not up for trade, but they'll talk about Mariota.
Oh, I think that's a mistake. Trade
so?
Carr, keep Mariota. Fuck it.
Bad lip reading 2021 NFL came out. There was who's the new head coach of the Panthers? It's not Joe Judge because that's New York. Right?
Sean McDermott's the Bills.
Yeah.
Joe Judge is the Giants.
Giants, yep.
It's the fucking former
Matt Rule.
it's
Matt
the-
Rule. Matt Rule. Matt Rule.
Yeah, not Penn State.
Anyway, Matt Rule. I think it was
anyway.
Matt Rule. Anyway, they were doing all this stuff. They were blah blah blah. So, and then they showed Matt Rule on the sidelines rip his mask off, so it was hanging down, screaming at the officials, spit, big chunks of spit flying out of his mouth. He took his mask off. Okay, recap. Yelled, chunks of COVID flying out of his mouth. And then when he was done yelling and the spit was done flying, covered her back up again.
Oh,
I'm like,
God.
you guys just don't fucking get it, do you? You just don't fucking get it. It's funny because they showed that clip and I was like, oh my God. But it was supposed to be like, it's a comedy YouTube clip. But I was just like,
Yeah.
oh.
I gotta watch that, and I don't really want to now because of that. but
was
I
just-
also want to see it.
You gotta watch it. It's funny.
Yeah.
I mean, they highlighted they have stuff from the Super Bowl in there, like the Tom Brady, Tyrann Mathieu like squabble on the field. It was kinda
Ooh.
fun.
So
Kinda
Almaty posted the link in the it's cover.inc ed. Sorry, let me try that again. cover.incmag.com/2021/Charlie-Saint-St/Vincent to get the vote in. Sweet.
Yeah, go vote,
Yes.
assholes.
Go vote. Did you call people assholes?
Yeah, because they haven't voted yet, assholes. It's
Daily
currently
vote.
currently in 5th, by the way. So even if you don't make it, that's pretty fucking impressive, I must say.
Yes. I'm actually logging on to vote now. I have to continue as Nick through Facebook.
You didn't vote last time.
No, I did.
Can you vote more than once?
I think so. It's a free daily vote.
Oh. Well, that makes a lot of sense then. Well, now I'm pissed off that I haven't been voting every day. We drink alcohol during the show.
You know what's kind of gross
What?
is the fact that like I could vote one. Okay, so thank you for confirming you are a real person. Do you want to receive occasional email updates on Charlie Vincent's progress and opt into our newsletter for a bonus free vote? Vote no +1. Vote yes +2. That's dirty. I think that's dirty because you're basically like, you want to say yes because you want to vote for Charlie St. Vincent, but you want to vote no because I don't want to get like newsletters and weekly updates.
It's the nature of the biz.
I get it.
It's the
I
nature
get
of the
it.
biz.
Yes, but I'm gonna probably vote two. Yes, so we can get 2 votes.
But then you can just opt out of the emails later. Unsubscribe.
I know, Charlie. I'm voting. Yeah, I'm sending yes to get 2 votes. I'm just letting you know. And it usually would be a no, but I'm on the podcast and you're staring at me. I can feel you.
Eyes are burning.
I could feel those eyes gazing. Your free vote and bonus vote for Charlie was received. You're welcome, Charlie.
Hey, man.
Oh man, I'm gonna now drunkenly enter a bunch of money for voting. I shouldn't do that. Emily's gonna come down and yell at me.
Hey, man. Did you know that Adrian Peterson wants to get signed by the Buccaneers so that he can add a trophy to his resume?
Of course he does, that stupid bitch.
Did you know that Chicago wants to sign Carson Wentz, but they're growing impatient because they think that the Eagles have overvalued him?
They have overvalued him. They want 2 first-round picks, a third, and a player.
How stupid is that they want to do that? They want that for someone that might not even start if he stays with the team. Sorry, fellas, it doesn't make any fucking sense.
No, it doesn't.
And Marty Schottenheimer has passed at 77. We reported last week that he got sent to hospice for Alzheimer's. He didn't make it. It sucks. But listen to this coaching tree. Should you? Bill
Sorry.
Cowher, Bruce
I didn't mean
Arians,
to laugh at that.
Tony Dungy, Herm Edwards, and Mike McCarthy. I'm assuming you're laughing at something else.
I'm laughing at he didn't make it. that little comment cracks me up.
Yeah, he didn't make it. The gleam
Charlie,
has faded,
Charlie, how many votes do you need?
unfortunately. Rip.
If you say more than 10, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to help you out here.
Did you know that Dwayne, holy shit, DeAndre Hopkins
Wait,
had 150 receptions on only 1 drop?
it's not surprising. Like I said, he's like top 3 wide receivers in the league, dog.
You're right, dog.
Yeah, dog. I'm getting a little drunk, Jesse.
Yeah, I figured. Hey, you know what? We can. We're good.
Hey, we don't need to end the podcast. I'm having a good time. The actual NFL honors happen.
She Almondsy says, honestly, I have no idea how many votes she needs. They need. Just donate as many as you feel comfortable donating. That is at least $100.
Oh,
At least $100.
so offensive player of the year went to Derrick Henry.
Are we doing that?
No, I was just starting a conversation.
I want to talk about. He did. You know what? That's great. That's a good point because I'm proud of him. Aaron Rodgers got it the MVP because duh. But like, but yeah, Derrick Henry got it, which I was very happy about actually. But
Jesse,
Nick, yes.
every once in a while, I keep doing this with my thumb, and it pulls the fucking stitches and shit, and it makes me want to drop to my knees. And I just did it again. I fucking hate it, dog.
Don't do it.
Ugh.
Don't do it. Hey, hey. Okay, I have a fun thing.
I'll try not to, Mike.
Okay, there's an article about every team's biggest free agent need in the 2021 offseason.
Good night, all Lindsay. Okay.
Bye. Thanks for stopping in. Nice to talk to you. Step in next week or whenever we do it.
Steppenwolf? Honestly, I'm down to continue to do this each week. What?
Each week. This article spelled the Buffalo Bills the Buffalo Bills.
Awesome.
Buffalo Bills.
They can be trusted then.
So who do you yeah. What do you think is the biggest need? I'm just gonna spot check some of these. What do you think the biggest need is for the Bears? Muted.
Quarterback.
Classic. You're right.
Mike, I'll have you know, it isn't cold in here. I just took my inhaler but forgot to inhale, so when I breathed, that was the inhaler that you saw.
Bill Clinton. I didn't inhale.
Wow, blast from the past.
I didn't inhale. What do you think the Dallas Cowboys biggest need is?
Oh, Mike was on the same train of thought.
Ah, nice.
All right, what?
What's the Cowboys' biggest need?
Safety,
Nope.
offensive line.
Nope. It's very specific. Very specific. And this is the first time that I've noticed that it's been this specific.
What is it? GM.
Quarterback, Dak Prescott. It says QB Dak Prescott. That's exactly what it says.
Interesting. Is that just because, like, I'm just assuming that the Cowboys are going to give him all the money he wants.
Well, he's a free agent, so this is technically the biggest free agent need in 2021. So,
All right.
without him, they wouldn't have shit. Okay, nobody gives a shit about any of this stuff. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Miami Dolphins. Also very specific. Very specific.
Honestly, oh fuck. So now I'm thinking I need to name the position and the player. Very
You don't
specific.
have to. You don't have to.
Honestly, I was gonna say quarterback because I don't think they know a quarterback. Because Tua, like, I think they need to figure out if Tua is the future.
But do you think that's their biggest need? Like if they have Tua, right? They have him.
Okay, so maybe their biggest need is to decide who their starting running back's gonna be. I don't know.
So the answer on the board here is Miami Dolphins' biggest free agent need is running back Aaron Jones. Specific. So that was good.
So are you talking about?
I assume you have it on a. You found it and you have it on a screen behind me.
No, I have you, Twitch, and then Amazon from something I was looking at earlier because
Can you
I'm
see it
lazy
reflecting in
and
my eyes?
it hasn't changed the tab. No, dog.
Running
This
back-
is all from memory. This is
Running
I
back
mean,
Aaron
brain-
Jones, you knocked it out of the park. Minnesota Vikings. This is an interesting one.
Oh, Minnesota. It's got like just from talking with you, I feel like it's always offensive line, but your defense was the issue this time. So I'm gonna go cornerback, or I'm gonna go cornerback on this.
Close. It's safety
Damn.
because fucking Jesus Christ.
Isn't there-
They have Harrison Smith locked up, but they have nobody else on the other side because oh my God, why am I dying? Anthony Harris. Anthony Harris on the other side is a free agent. Like they gave him the franchise tag, didn't extend him, so he's a free agent. So we have no safeties besides motherfucking Harrison Smith. Keanu Neal is a safety though. Fuck yeah, that would be sweet. What about the Patriots? There's a good one.
Quarterback.
Nope. Wide receiver.
Really?
They say wide receiver.
Yeah, I guess, but like if they don't have anybody throwing, they don't need a. They don't. It does. A wide receiver isn't as necessary.
Yeah. Yep. Oof.
Unless they lock Cam up again, but I don't know if that's gonna happen.
Saints. Very specific one again.
Oh man, I feel like Saints once again is quarterback. They got to
Quarterback.
figure out quarterback Taysom Hill or quarterback Jameis Winston.
Which one?
Jameis Winston.
Yep.
Jameis Winston is the better quarterback.
Yeah, as far as quarterbacks go.
Yeah, I mean like Taysom
If you
Hill
want a
is
quarterback.
good. Taysom Hill is good for a game or two, but then like, and then nothing. But also like Jameis Winston. But maybe if you've got Jameis Winston and Taysom Hill, maybe you don't throw as many interceptions because he's not throwing the ball as much.
Here's the problem. The Saints, if Drew Brees hangs up his cleats, this is a quote from the article. The New Orleans Saints have to find his successor without spending much money. They're $74.6 million over the cap. And
Holy shit.
the cap, by the way, this upcoming season is going to go down for the first time in like a decade. So they're going to be like $100 million over the cap for some shit.
Yeah, it's been going up like significantly each year for the last several years. So that's interesting. Do you think it's going down because of the fact that the NFL did not make near as much money this last season?
Yes, but also bullshit. You're telling me that they're hurting? No.
No, there's
They are
no
not.
way. There's no way they're hurting, but they definitely would have lost money this season.
Yeah, they lost. No, I don't think they lost money. They just didn't get as much money as they normally do. Because they're still making millions of dollars from the deals that they have from TV, right?
Yeah.
I think personally that they make
And
more
the
money with TV than they do people going to the games.
And the U.S. government.
Yeah, pays them to have the military and all that stuff, and the Cancer Society for the Breast Cancer Society for the pink stuff. Did they do that this year?
Crucial catch, baby.
Yeah, that stuff.
I got my hats around all over the place, dog.
I actually have a hooded sweatshirt on the way for a Crucial Catch Vikings one where it's all black, but the outline of the Vikings Norse head is in the rainbow color.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
Where'd you get that?
none of your business.
Okay. Yeah, they so yeah.
Overseas.
So Mike asked if they get paid for those those causes. And
Yeah, they
And like the original start for the salute to service and like the national anthem and those giant flags was after 9/11, and I think it was like the U.S. government gave the NFL $100 million or whatever to start that campaign.
not the national anthem, but like the soldiers on the field and all that stuff, like the salute to
Yeah,
serve. Yeah, the salutes to service stuff and all that. Like,
yeah, but I'm talking about like that giant flag bullshit. But yeah,
oh yeah, yeah,
the
with well, yeah, because all the veterans and stuff are holding it, which by the
yeah.
way is cool, but I wish they wouldn't have to pay for it.
Yeah, so Mike says I'm talking more about the cancer stuff and cash thing. That's a good point. I didn't know that they got paid for those.
Okay, so I'm assuming that just the military thing was paid. That this is also paid. I just assumed. I guess maybe it's not. I hope it's not. I just like that's my cynical thing.
I know, same here. Dude, it is so difficult to text or type, I mean, with my fucking thumb.
It's the American Cancer Society, right?
Do
Like,
they pay though for it, or is it
uh,
like a because when I bought this Crucial Catch hat, it all of my proceeds apparently went to this, and that's one of the main reasons I got it.
okay.
Mike said, "Okay, I assume those were good causes they were doing. I hope they are. Otherwise, that's super shitty." And I agree, Mike. That is super shitty if that's true.
Okay, so there's a Vice article from October of 2014. This is old as dirt, by the way. It's titled "The NFL's Pink October Does Not Raise Money for Cancer Research."
Oh no, I don't like
Uh,
that.
uh, it says, okay, if you're a football fan and you know a good human being, you probably once in the last 6 years lured into buying NFL's Pink October paraphernalia and then slept well thinking your contribution went to the league's effort to help fight breast cancer. In which case, this might keep you awake. The month long campaign that paints everything from a player's shoes to fields to penalty flags pink doesn't actually result in a single dollar donated to the breast cancer research. Not a
Damn it.
penny. This is how it works. The NFL donates proceeds from its awareness campaign, auctions, and the NFL shop to the American Cancer Society, which in turn uses that money to increase awareness, education, and screenings for women over 40. What? The money that we receive from the NFL has nothing to do with our research program. What? All NFL donations go to the AASC's Change program, through which the organization awards grants to community-based health facilities located within 100 miles of an NFL city for educating women about breast health. So, okay. Oh, Jesus Christ.
What? So Mike says, okay, they are making money off of it. That's shitty. And then, oh, okay, they are donating money for the
Yes,
cause.
but seems admirable, right? Actually, no, says Karuna Jagger, who heads the Think Before You Pink campaign, a watchdog for the country's breast cancer programs. She finds the NFL's A Crucial Catch campaign's public health message, Annual Screening Saves Lives, highly misinformative. Screening doesn't save lives, and screening mammography, which is different from diagnostic mammography, Jagger says. The NFL has no business providing medical advice to women that is outdated, unproven, and misguided.
I don't know, though. Like, that
Jagger
doesn't
quotes
sound-
well regarded and independently conducted research that shows screening mammography has no overall impact on survival rates of women with the disease. So, so basically, they're spreading outdated message about early detection.
But I feel like it's still bringing awareness to it, though. And
Yeah.
it's not just that. It like now Crucial Catch is all cancer. Like it's colon cancer, it's breast cancer, it's colon cancer, pancreatic cancer, skin cancer, lung cancer, testicular cancer,
And okay, so
liver cancer.
NFL's case too,
Wrong.
there are some clauses written in fine print. Their website claims that at retail, 100% of the NFL proceeds from Pink October product sales go to the ACS. But that does not mean you buy a $100 shoe from the NFLshop.com, ASC gets $100. If you're buying any Pink products from the official shop, the wholesaler, distributor, and retailer gives 0% of their shares to ACS. The only portion that goes to the society is the NFL's royalty percentage from wholesale sales, which has little to do with whether you buy an $80 hoodie or a $30 cap. That's shady fucking business deals.
It's all over the place, man.
Jesus Christ.
The
Oh,
whole world is garbage, Jesse.
oof.
You're the
Oof.
best.
Oof. Yeesh. Oh,
What
God,
happened?
there's a lot of bad stuff in here.
What?
It's so weird. Walgreens says the same thing. It's like 100%.
Anyway, we should talk about something else.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like whatever. It's just, I don't know. It's all business bullshit.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm going to cut this part out probably. This whole part. Boring.
Yeah, we should probably just end it, right?
I want to preface this by saying that or I want to make a smooth transition here to say something like basically we talked it over and no, and the NFL has some shady business deals where they claim to give a bunch of money to research, but they don't really.
Mike said don't cover it up.
100% of sales doesn't mean 100% of what you buy goes to research. It just doesn't work that way.
Jump step. We talked about your tweet.
Yeah, jump step.
Said sorry, got disconnected. I now have a peanut butter sandwich and I am drunk.
God, jump step. I can't believe it. Can't believe this has happened. We don't have anything else to talk about, and this is what happens when I don't have any notes. We go down a ding dong rabbit hole where I talk about how corrupt the NFL is.
Oh, it's so corrupt, man. I don't know. It's fine. We've talked plenty. Oh, I upset Jump Step by saying I don't like the Who. And it's not that. Oh, sorry. I do like the Who. I like the Who to a point.
I was just thinking about this the other day.
People, but to say that the Who is great, I disagree. I have not seen Tommy though, John said. I listened to a lot of Who because I got the entire Who catalog from a buddy of mine in college, and I listened to it, and there was so much shit that I was just like, why do people think these people are great? And honestly, I think the best thing I'm gonna
stop about that. I have thoughts on that as well.
I don't know. Okay. Yeah.
Listen, Nick, think about it like this. Let's go back, shall we? Let's go on the way, way back machine where all of a sudden all music was like and then some guys come in here and distort their guitars and do this crazy music and stuff, and they're screaming into microphones. Like, it blew people's fucking minds. I feel like the Who should be much better known for how revolutionary they were at the time than some of the music. Although some of the music is fucking phenomenal. Are you kidding me? Baba O'Reilly, give me a break.
Yes, that song is great.
Pinball Wizard.
I think the Who has like 8 like
We
fucking
won't get fooled again.
baller songs. I would say that for me, the Who and AC/DC have the same amount of solid songs. Like That's where the Who is for me and AC/DC.
By the way, I think we got on that tangent because we were talking about halftime shows, and I said that I really enjoyed the Who's halftime show.
And okay, so now I want to talk. So Mike said I thought AC/DC only had one song. I like Dirty Deeds. I like Back in Black. Thunderstruck. I think Thunderstruck is a great fucking song. So maybe. Yeah, dude. Yeah.
What about there's a I have a box set called Bonfire, which is all their earlier stuff with Bon Scott and like the balls, like I Got Big Balls or whatever. That song was fucking sweet.
That song is great.
Whole Lot of Rosie is awesome because they're doing a rock song and they bring bagpipes into it, which is fucking crazy.
Yeah, Mike.
And they make it
Mike
work.
is right. Mike is Mike said, yeah, I like them. They just all sound the same. AC/DC is like the hard rock version of the Fray.
AC, yeah, no, I will agree that sometimes AC/DC, like they had a guitar sound that Angus Young had, and they kept that sound, right? So like a lot of their songs kind of sounded the same because it was riffs and it was that same sound coming out of the guitar, you know, like as opposed to today where people are experimenting a lot more and a lot of their songs sound different. But like, I mean, but if you think about it, right, a lot of older bands, a lot of their music sounds similar to each other. I mean,
Jump Step, can Jesse and I be on your podcast and we can just talk about music for multiple hours?
he's been asking me for a long time. Like, I feel bad. I feel bad that I haven't been on his podcast. Like,
I think we need to do it in the evening where we can get drunk and just talk about music. Oh shit! Which reminds me. Oh, by the way, we're just gonna keep this podcast going because you know what, man? Like, I fucking love talking to you. It's so much fun. I
just opened a new
Brittany-
beer, so I'm good.
So Brittany and I went in and bought a. There was this like, I don't know if it's a Kickstart thing, but like some artist put together a Grateful Dead Origins comic, which is like a book this thick, and a record of never before heard music by the Dead. So we like went in and bought it. This was like a year ago. We finally got it this week. We were reading the comic and listening to the music. It's so fucking great, man. All I want to do is listen and talk to the Dead. Not talk to the Dead, talk about the Dead. Like I'm really into like Pigpen shit right now. If you get a chance, you should listen to any Dead you can between 1968 and 1972.
Yeah, no thanks.
Oh.
Hey, by the way, Jump Step, I am in the boat with you as well. I love everything but country as well. I don't like that like I don't like
death metal.
I don't like country, but I respect that someone is good enough at writing music and performing to make it in an industry in any genre of music.
I like pre-1990 country.
I don't mind a little bit of Garth Brooks now and then, you know, like I Got Friends in Low Places. If I Got Friends in Low Places comes out in a bar, you're belting it out.
Oh, dude, and also for me, like if My
Let's give me a
Maria
break.
by Brooks and Dunn comes on, I'm gonna fucking sing along with it. My Maria was the first cassette I ever purchased.
Nice. What was my first cassette?
Jump Step said, I still want to do the TV theme episode, which I am 100% down. Just give me a fucking time and place.
You know what would be bad about that show? Which I love the idea, by the way. But it'd just be like, hey, remember that one? We're like, oh, that's awesome. Oh, what about this one? Oh, that is awesome. What about this one? That one is sweet. I feel like people with our type of nostalgia for things like that would just it'd just be like, and we could probably go like 3 hours of that, just that.
I was actually like pooping the other day, and I started thinking. I was like, yeah, man, that theme's really good. And I was watching Rick and Morty. I was like, this theme's really good, really. And then man, we would just you could have an entire podcast, an entire weekly podcast where you go over TV show themes and why they're awesome.
I mean, you could do genres. Like, you could do genre, like, oh, we're going to take a special focus on 80s action shows this week. You know, like,
Dude,
top 10.
what if our off-season podcast, what if we do an off-season podcast where we have like Mike and Jelmstep and we just talk about random shit? Like 1 week or 3 weeks we have a theme discussion, like a television show theme discussion, because then it's like all of us, we can just talk about it.
Or
And
chocolate
then, like,
milk.
Or chocolate milk, because Danielle can jump on the podcast and then she's just like, you wanna know what, motherfuckers? There's this new podcast, because she cusses a lot now. Yeah, and then you guys should try this, motherfuckers. Fuck off, Alexis. I hate you. Go live with Nick, because he'd be a better mentor. And then
It's not
she'd
true, by
come
the
back
way.
to the podcast. Oh, it'd be it's horribly not true. Yeah, it's definitely not. Do not send her here. She'll just it'll just be a way to learn how to roll papers.
Hey, by the way, by the way, Jumpstep, movie soundtracks. There's a very underrated movie soundtrack, I think, that's out there.
That's
That
cool.
some of these songs, by the way, are not officially part of the soundtrack, but they're in the movie. So it's the Top Gun soundtrack. Think about the Top Gun soundtrack. You have that song, right? You have that's the
Yep.
theme. That's the theme to Top Gun. You have You've Lost That Love and Feeling, Danger Zone by Kenny Loggins. Nick, do you have one from Top Gun?
No, I just wanted to mention that your little
Destination.
theme thing. They played that theme in the Top Gun 2 sequel trailer, and it gave me chills. Like,
Yeah.
when that part plays, I got chills. So I back that. I back that 100%.
That's what I'm saying. You know what? As a kid, this is not a lie. This is absolutely true. I had the my brother had the Top Gun soundtrack on cassette tape, and I put that on and air guitared the motherfucking shit out of it. I had a toy guitar, and I would just pretend that I was just jamming to that song constantly. I actually even wrote a skit about it, a comedy skit about that soundtrack.
Jumpstep said, dude, that movie and soundtrack almost got me to be a pilot. No, like, that's fucking awesome. That is awesome.
That makes sense. Yeah, I wrote a sketch comedy sketch about that soundtrack.
Wait, so now that Jumpstep's back, we can actually full on talk about that tweet that he posted. Because like we started to talk about it, but okay, so it was the Watson or Wilson to others. What will happen?
Nice, Mike.
This is the part we haven't talked about. What will happen when they are still starting the pissed off current QBs from last year when they do not get those QBs, i.e. Teddy B, Locke, and Darnold?
Yeah,
Like,
we waved off of that because I brought up Jimmy Garoppolo.
I do feel like Bridgewater has been getting the shaft, because I know Carolina has been connected to Deshaun Watson, and I think that's fucked up. Like I don't know. I don't think Bridgewater was that bad. Maybe, but I also wasn't watching each game.
No, yeah, I wasn't either. They played the Vikings. I'm pretty sure the Vikings beat them, which tells you something. But that was when they were on their good swing.
Yeah.
The other thing is, bye, Michael.
Bye, Mike.
It does, but yeah, Jumpstep's right. It does affect the locker room. I mean, it is like you're the guy until you're not the guy anymore. They give you a chance and you're on a very short leash with a lot of these quarterbacks. So I don't know. It's a business. It should. I feel like it depends on your personality too. If you end up being the starter after all this talk about trading you, some quarterbacks would take that and be like, "Fuck you! I'm gonna kill it. Like, I'm gonna just go out there and sling it. I'm gonna prove to you that I can do this job, and then you won't ever talk about this ever again." I would assume that that's probably what most of them feel. But then there's probably another side of that coin where they're just like, you know what? You don't think I can play? And it just shatters their confidence, and they're just like,
Yeah.
well, looks like they don't want me here. So what do I care?
I kind of think the Jets are gonna ride Darnold out one more season. I do think that the Broncos should try to get a quarterback because I don't think Locke is the answer.
The thing about the Jets in the Darnold stuff is that the Jets have like a number 2 pick. And there's Justin Fields just sitting out there, pretty as a picture.
I
That's
could
tough.
see. I honestly could see Denver going after Watson, and I think it'd be a good idea for them to go after Watson. Watson would completely turn that team around, and so would Wilson. Really, man, Wilson should get like 3 first-round picks. Watson should get 3 first-round picks. The fact that Carson, so like, I do think it's funny that Philly wants so much for Carson Wentz, and they only want that much because they have to eat that much dead money. I think they have to eat like $32 million.
The problem is,
Jones said, "Would you take Carson Wentz?" Sorry, Jesse, go for it.
yeah, think about that jump set. But think about how much they had to give up for Matt Stafford.
Yeah,
And then level Matt Stafford compared to a Deshaun Watson or a Russell Wilson. It's too much. Nobody's going to get him. At this point, I don't think they're going anywhere. They're not going
No.
anywhere.
yeah. So Jump said yes, of course, and I think that would be a good decision. I
Anybody
don't
in the NFL, save
Yeah.
for like a handful of teams, would love to have Russell Wilson.
It's just crazy. Like the Rams paid so much for Matt Stafford, so like now I feel like Deshaun Watson and Russell Wilson would command almost twice as much.
Right. Well, the other thing too is I think Matt Stafford is an amazing quarterback that has never had anything. I don't know if you can say that because he had Calvin Johnson, but they've never had a running game.
I know, like he had Adrian Peterson for a few seasons,
What
but not
Stafford?
Yeah, he had Peterson for
One
one
season.
season, and then he got.
Yeah, but that's
I
not.
think he had it for like 1 or 2 seasons, right?
But that's not.
Yeah, so like Matt.
It was
Stafford
once. It was
like
just this season.
Matt Stafford was the Tony Romo of the Detroit Lions.
Yeah, but he had Calvin Johnson in his prime.
Yeah.
But maybe Calvin Johnson was so great because he had someone like Matthew Stafford throwing to him. I think Matthew Stafford's great.
I think he's
Personally.
great too. I love Matt Stafford.
But he doesn't really have the weapons in the Rams either. I mean, they've got Cooper Kupp, Robert Woods. I think we went over this last week. Like maybe a better O line, better running game. I don't know. I wish him well, to be honest, because I've always thought that anybody on the Rams is basically squandered for,
Yeah,
for years. Barry Sanders, Calvin Johnson, Matt Stafford, you name it.
Yeah, it'll suck for Scott and the Niners, but I kind of hope the Rams now just run that division. Jumpstep said, okay, so Stafford has maybe 2 years, but Goff with good coaching can have 10 seasons. I think Stafford probably has 4 years left, but that is a good point. Like, that is a good point. But will the Lions have good coaching? Have they? When was the last time they had good coaching?
They haven't.
I know.
They just haven't.
I know.
That,
And
and
yeah,
that's half the problem with the Lions anyway. Like I am firsthand knowing that the Lions always suck. Like
Yeah.
they suck. They always suck.
Yeah.
You can count on it.
Man, we've been podcasting for almost 3 hours.
No, we have not.
2 hours.
We've
2
been
hours.
live for almost
2
2
hours. Sorry, 2 hours. I forgot how to read time for a moment.
Yeah. The Chiefs don't have an O-line, although they will have an O-line next year. They had not only do they have their 2 starting tackles out during the Super Bowl, but they also had what's that guy's name? Tardif. Lorraine Duvernay Tardif,
They're
Who-
still gonna be in the fucking Super Bowl next year.
who was a starting offensive lineman last year and decided to help out in Canada, his home country, with the COVID stuff. So he was top of his game, kicking ass, wins a Super Bowl, and decides that he wants to go out into society and like help frontline workers with that guy is a top fucking guy.
Yeah.
And like if he comes back, which he might next year, he'll be another fucking fantastic addition to the O line of the Chiefs. The Chiefs have a solid O line. Mitchell Schwartz is one of the top tackles in the whole league. So, yeah, they just had some bad luck in the old Super Bowl there, which sucks. But
Yeah. All right, man. Well, I gotta probably go, so we should probably end it. Yeah. So if you want to listen, so tweet at us at Pro Football Juice #Juice Nation, which is pretty much the same on Facebook as well.
yeah, boy.
Boy. Jesse.
Yeah, Nick, it's good to see you. Why don't you go ahead and listen to us live every time we do this on twitch.tv/ProFootballJuice. Or you can watch all the old episodes, including this one right here on the YouTubes.
Yeah.
Listen to this everywhere that the podcasts are available for listening, because we're on all that shiz.
Yeah, dogs. Hey, thanks to Arcadian Brewing.
Thanks to Smoky Room Films.
Thanks to Brent.
Thanks to Menems.
Thanks to Brittany, and she also brought me a sandwich.
#Brit, #sandwich.
Yes.
Did we say profootballjuice@gmail.com?
Yeah, now you did.
Send them.
Check out M's new play with Giving Tree Theater.
Yeah, and go to Inked.
Yes.
Go to Inked. Go to inkedmag.com/2021/Charlie St. Vincent. Ooh, Charlie dash St. St dash Vincent. Oh. And vote.
And check out onlyfans.com/profootballjuice.
Yeah, it's a thing. You'll go there. You can pay us $15. There's no content.
I'll send
But
a dick pic
if
for
you
$15.
pay us $15, I will put content out there.
For $30, Jesse and I will duck.
Whoa, $30.
30 bones, Jesse, for something that we'll do for free.
Yeah, think of it. It's like you're pitching it to me. It's a pitching it to me. You have a PowerPoint and everything. Peace.